Hello, hello, hello. I see people are already on here as I was in my waiting room because I had posted my little templates and I went over and happened to see anonymous turtles and walruses on this little cheat sheet that you guys are getting firsthand. I have not really given anything like that away, but I thought it was very valuable for today's class. We'll get into that. Let me know where you are tuning in from. I'm so glad you guys could join. I would say for sure this is not a basics class, but hopefully those that are joining have been in their KV Core, are using their website, and are really one of the big questions I get is how do I drive traffic to my website? I need to build up my pipeline, get leads. I am all about being organized. So this is what I do to be organized. That sounds colder than it is here. Oh, hello, Rhonda. And I had to put it in the creative group. For some reason, we are still having issues with the tech and tools. It just keeps giving me error, but it creates it in there, it's driving me nuts. No one can quite figure it out. Let's see, Oklahoma. Yay, San Antonio. And Chris, my star student. I love watching everything that you're doing with these. Love it, love it, love it. Oh, I think I need some Florida right now. We just have a cold front and it's really cold. Oh, it's 43. At least the sun's out. It is nice. Oh, fun stuff, yo. Canton, Ohio. I know a few people up in that way. That sounds even colder than here. Oh, yeah, Vero Beach. I can't even get into Facebook because of what we're doing today. So I can't necessarily see unless you give permissions to Facebook. I will see just Facebook user. So I will be able to get to you guys once I watch the replay and be able to comment. And thank you everybody for coming in. Yes, it's so cold, 35 degrees. So about the same. Yeah, we finally got to 43, but it was like frosty this morning on the ground, first of the season, I guess. Eek. So good. Oh yeah, Rhode Island. Yep. So another cold one. So I'm not the only one. I don't feel so left out. That just means, but it is November. It's already November, which is kind of mind blowing. And somebody said there's only a few more weeks until Christmas, but I just got all that done. So my kids are always late to give me their lists. I tell them you have to give it to me before the end of October because I'm done by then. Hello there. Oh, in Alabama. I was just in Alabama. Let's see here. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. So today is all about, so many people will say, I have a website, but I don't get any leads. But so many agents don't even have their website. Definitely, if you came from Booge, make sure if you had a custom domain that it still works. Since Booge sunset, a lot of agents' domains do not work because Booge is no longer there. And if you had connected through the DNS, that means it doesn't know what to do. So definitely need to go and remove the A and C records you had in your registrar like GoDaddy and forward it over, or have KV Core set up the custom URL. So make sure you're doing that. I think today, everyone go check if you have a custom domain anywhere on any of your socials. That is the one thing I am seeing 90% do not work for whatever reason it may be. We're always happy to help get those connected for you. I know I've posted articles and tips on how to be able to do that, but definitely go check that. We want to be able to generate leads. And not only that, I do it personally through squeeze pages. Why do I do squeeze pages and not just do a search on my website? And that is because I want everyone to be labeled as they enter my platform. This will be your gold mine. In 6 months to a year from now, you will thank me for telling you to generate your leads and have everyone labeled as they enter your database. Then hopefully by now you've checked out your listing playbooks. It is so nice because KV Core will do a kind of reverse prospecting for your to be able to send those emails out. But also, if people are labeled with certain cities or whatnot, you can send out mass emails announcing your listings, open houses, all of that, because people are going to be labeled with those hashtags. when you're creating those squeeze pages, that is what will happen. That's the magic. Oh, Boca. I will be there soon too in December. That sounded like a really good time to go down to Florida. Although I do like it when it snows. I just don't like the cold. But anyway, back to squeeze pages. I want to show you in 3 easy steps what I would recommend everyone do is we're going to create squeeze pages. I personally take it up a notch. I'm going to show you how you get short links. I always post with graphics. Not sure if you've noticed this, if you've posted a listing, and it may not be this way anymore. It was always that way before. So I've just been in the habit of, I post a graphic with the link. That way it's custom to the area or whatever squeeze page I have built. But if I just post the links onto my Facebook, I'm a scheduler. I am scheduling at least a month in advance for everything, especially when it comes to the squeeze pages. We'll do different areas, different types of properties, and I'm just constantly alternating them throughout the months. And if I go ahead and use the links provided that we get with KV Core, if that listing that the thumbnail shows up, if it goes under contract and sells, I'm going to get the photo coming soon, that red photo. I'm sure we've all seen it before now. That will end up happening to the whatever thumbnail photo shows up for that search. So I personally use my own, and I'm just going to show you the easy way of how I schedule these out. Most people may not realize you can schedule for your Facebook page. These aren't really Instagram posts, only because Instagram doesn't allow those links. So you can't really post links on Instagram where they're linkable. For sure, there are different things that you can do. You could have the links in your bio. You could have, there's all these other cool tools, comment below a certain word and it'll message them. That's a great idea if someone's looking into that. I still have not got a chance to play with that. It's on my mind to do it every single morning. One day I will have the time to do it, but it's messing with because I'm moving. Yes. I have a fancy camera and then it stopped working on me. So I got one of these other ones, and it's one of those auto adjusters, which is horrible when you're someone like me that talks with my hands and moves a lot. The ADHD me. So my camera likes to auto adjust. It's not meant for someone that moves a lot. So I apologize for that. I will get my other camera. It does work now, but I never know when it's going to just decide not to work. So I'm kind of on my temporary camera right now. But as we move along, I wanted to show you what that spreadsheet was that I sent you. It is the first comment above, and I have it in a banner. I have a template. I personally use the templates. Let me share my screen, move things over, share my screen. There we go. What I do, I have a spreadsheet. This is personally what I do. They store the squeeze page links for you now, but I personally like everything to be organized. So the link that you're seeing is for this template. I have it in Google Docs. So that way all you have to do is just file, make a copy. Now it's yours. Do what you want. You can delete this homepage, the instructions, everything else. Just make a copy. And then what you're going to do on this squeeze page template, this is personally what I use as I'm building websites and they're doing squeeze pages, but it's also what I do to organize for my cities, what types of squeeze pages. To me, it's just easier when I'm scheduling content to have, I can just easily have everything broken down by the city. And of course you can insert. So I just have like a active, reduced, seller, market report, but you can certainly do way more than that. And this is what it's like when it's all filled out. It'll kind of be like this. So you can say I have the county level, the long link, the short link, and then I am still working on building out the Remax URL custom URL. I like that because now I get tracking on different avenues. For sure, I'm going to know the leads as they enter my system. They'll be labeled with whichever hashtag I have for that squeeze page. But I also can go into tracking in the Remax URL shortener, and it's going to tell me when and how many, where they came from. So if I'm posting this link to Facebook, LinkedIn, or Twitter, then I'll be able to track which one resonates with my following. Hopefully that makes sense. But this, I give you the template. This is kind of what it looks like all filled out. So I have what hashtag I'm using. I have pool, golf. I have all sorts of different things in here so you can see what it looks like to set that up. So next thing, what we're going to do, we're going to go into your KV Core platform. And then, hold on. All right. So what we're going to do is go into KV Core, into your lead engine, into building your squeeze page. That's going to take you right here. There's multiple different options you can do for squeeze pages. For the most part, I use the multiple property. So all I have to do is come in here and let me type in like a city. So I can just start typing in. It could even be your subdivisions that you work. So I'm going to type in the city. Now you have different options. I don't use this a lot. But you could do if you specialize in condos in certain areas, definitely do that. You could my top squeeze pages prior to COVID was what can you get for under X price in this city? So think about that as you're building these. You could do whatever a good medium price range would be, and you could do searches. Right now, because the prices seem ridiculous in my head and the inventory is still low, I haven't really focused on that so much, but you could do that. That was always my number one click through, almost like a clickbait. It was because people want those, different price ranges, and it just will also depend on your following. I don't always run ads. These are mostly, I'm just doing them on Facebook and social media to drive organic traffic back to my website. But definitely think about that. You can do baby searches. So it's not a full search, but there are still a ton of options you can do. What I normally do is come here to the options, and hopefully let me move this banner thing real quick so you can actually see what I'm doing. I come down here to the options, and let me see if I can make this a little larger for you. So hopefully that's a little better. Okay, so you see options. We have just listed some that, new construction, open houses, horse property. So if you're into equestrian, all that, golf courses. Obviously, I do a lot of this in Florida. So golf courses, pool, waterfront, those are all really big. Reduced. And then we have stuff that I hope we don't ever have to go back to again. But there are other options. I don't really use those a lot. But again, if you're doing condos, maybe you want to do condos that allow pets. I mean, there's so many different options that you can do. So if I want to do, I don't necessarily use the just listed. I used to, but with inventory being so low, I believe this is the past 3 days of active listings, like just listed. So you could do hot new, check out the hot new listings in X city. I would make sure that it's a larger city and do that search on your website just to see what the results would be. Or you can just have active and not have that at all. So all you do is you go through. Now the source, because I'm mostly posting these on Facebook, this is just going to be a way for you. It'll show up in the source category inside of your CRM. You can do searches based on this. So I do FB because I can do it a search term and I know it's coming from a squeeze page. You could, when I'm running Google ads, I will do Google PPC. So that way I know I'm not going to run. Usually I will do those completely separate. I may have the exact same search, but I'm using one for Google and one for Facebook. And I like to track so I don't use the same links and I will use different links. Hashtags. This is like super, super, super important. This is going to allow you to track the lead in your system. They will be labeled. We all know inside of our system, it'll have any hashtags labeled. You'll see them right on that dashboard. And I'll show you that in just a moment. So you want to make sure it has the hashtag. And that is where we come over here as I type it in. Only you need to know what this means. So it just should make sense for you. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to make it super long. I kind of like them a little shorter. but this one's Melbourne and I already have one, but I'm going to add in a new cell up here. And because I did do these originally with just listed, and then I realized, oh, there's only 3 on that search and it looks weird. So I know there's more active listings. So I'm just now changing them and I'll just do Melbourne. So that way it's not going to have new or anything like that. So what I do, if I can type at the same time, I just copy that. And then when I'm in my platform, I'm just going to paste that, select it. And now this is the Facebook cover. I personally use graphics, so it doesn't really apply, but definitely you will have the option. And think about it this way. So you have like listings from your search results. That's not necessarily compliant because an agent may recognize that as their listing and you're posting that to their page, even though it's a search. So everything's IDX on your website, but that thumbnail that shows up with this search when you're posting it onto Facebook, maybe someone else's listings. So definitely be aware if that's even allowed in your market or your MLS rules. Here is recent listings from your agency, even if it's not within the search results. Low price listings, that's up to you. I personally do high price listings from your agency because the photos will look much nicer. Usually they're more professional. You could use random listings or use a photo from a specific listing. Just know when you're doing those thumbnails, once that property's sold, that thumbnail turns into that red photo coming soon. And I don't like that. So it doesn't really matter to me. I usually will just use the high priced. I just put that on there just so it's there. But I do the photo, so there's no thumbnails. But here's also, you may have different setup for your website for that forced registration. Some people have it turned off. Some people may have it 5, 10, whatever properties, the amount of listings they can look at before a forced registration pops up. You can set this up customly with the squeeze page. It does not have to be the same as what your regular website is set up for. I personally, because I'm trying to get leads, I just leave it at that default 2, meaning they can look at one property. As soon as they go to look at a second one, automatically that forced registration is going to come in and I get that lead. Now we come down here, we need to generate the links. So generate link, it's going to give you the long link and a short link. For the most part, I use the short link when I'm posting to social media. I don't need the long link. If I'm running Facebook ads or Google ads, they want that long link because they do not like URL shorteners in any way, shape, or form. They don't know where it actually kind of goes. So deception or whatnot, they don't seem to really like those a lot. Sometimes you may even get those ads disapproved if you're using those. So I always copy both just in case I do want to run an ad or something. I just like having that for me. So then I just go and copy, come back over here. I'm going to paste that. I'm going to come back, grab that short link and paste that. So now I have the short link. I have the long link. Go through. And if you are like me and like to be organized, that is why we have the template. So you can just go in there, type in the city names. I even have examples. You would just basically put in, whatever city it may be. And then you can just come over here, copy, paste, and then I just basically replace city with that name. So I pretty much have this all set up. You just go in there and do that. I will X out. But that's just basically for me. And this is what my husband gets to do for me at night. So he gets my little template. Here's what we do. Go build these, put them all in here. Good to go. So I see, let's see some comments. Absolutely. Always recorded. It's going to be in the tech and tools. It's on my website. It's on my YouTube. It's everywhere. It's going to be in the creative group because it's streaming live there. If you registered with the StreamYard, you should get the link afterwards. So you'll always have that replay. You can watch it on demand. But these videos that I do every month are always everywhere. So we want you to be able to watch them at your convenience whenever, or go back to them if you want. They are in the guide section in Tech and Tools. I'll just re-upload it once I get done with this, so it can go in there since it won't go live like it used to. But yes, always replay these. I want these to be available so you guys can watch them now, watch them later, whenever you want to. So back over, I have this link. Now what I'm going to do is I like to take it up a notch, and I want to use the Remax URL shortener. So I'm going to come over to the long link. I just feel it might work better because it's true link. Go into remax.net, go to your Remax URL shortener, and create a link. Paste that long link. Didn't like me doing that. That was weird. And then I always do like to put a header on top of here. That when someone clicks on that link is what is going to show up on that top tab. And if you're running ads or anything like that, it's the title. But I do like it to show up. So put your name, office, whatever it may be. Let's see. I'm not really using this, but Melbourne homes for sale. And I'm going to create. Now, you even have this for the QR code. And I know in my past classes, I've showed you basically my other postcards where I create these squeeze pages, put them on the postcard, and put a QR code. And usually I do that for the home value page, but you can even download your QR code. But now that's a pretty ugly link, right? Who's going to remember that? Just go to edit it. And I'm just going to put Chrissy knows Melbourne, just because I don't know if I'm going to, if I already have that on there, it may already, let's see. Melbourne homes for sale. There we go. And remember, it won't let you do that. See, I have a green check mark. If somebody else in your office has already thought of this and they go and create these, it will not be available. You'll have an X until you come up with something newer. It won't let you create a link unless there is not one already there. No different than a domain. When you go to GoDaddy and you're trying to find fun domains, it will tell you it's not available. So you can, and it is case sensitive. So I do try to keep everything lowercase, because if somebody were to try to type it out versus clicking on a link. So if you're doing this on a postcard, it won't work if you have capital M and they don't put the capital N. So for me, I just like to keep it all lowercase, and then you're just going to save it. And now you see I have this. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to go ahead and put it right here. I'm going to replace that other link. So let me make sure. Okay, it's all linked. So then I'll replace the short link. So you can see some I've done, some I still have the short URL in there. But I do like when I start posting these, then I'm going to be able to track it right inside of here as well. I'll be able to come over here to reporting and be able to get all that analytics. Where are people clicking from? You know, are they coming to it organically? Then I know it's coming from a postcard. You'll have the dates, all of that good stuff. All right, let's answer, because I know it's a lot. Hashtags. Yes, it would put them in double campaigns, and that's fine. And when you're adding those hashtags, it's like, we know of hashtags with, the pound sign, number sign, whatever you want to call it. And that's what we call a hashtag, right? That's social media. That's what we do. Think of a hashtag when the KV Core is talking about is more of just like a category. We're dumping them in different categories. And yes, people can have multiple hashtags. You can even go in there and do a search for different cities and select all and give them a hashtag for a certain city. So there's a lot of things that we can do. That's next month on organizing the CRM. But people can have multiple hashtags. It just is going to be a great way, because inside of your CRM, you can do searches and save searches. So you can see exactly who you want to see when you want to see it, mass email, mass text, whatever it may be that you want to do. So have multiple labels. If you don't end up using that hashtag and you're like, oh my gosh, like this person has 15, you can always go into KV Core, your hashtag management, to see what clicks are going through, and you can delete hashtags, and that'll delete them from everybody. So for me, it is better to have it and not use it than not have it and wish you would have done it and having to go back and organize your database. So yes, I don't know when we're in here if I can add multiple. Let me see if I can. Let's see. I'm just going to homes. Yeah, so you can. I can add more. I just typically do what the search is on these. But you could put them all in there. So you could label them as a buyer. Although because they're going to be generating a lead on the search, they're automatically going to be put into that category of a buyer and be on that buyer drip campaign if you have that active, just because they're on that search. Otherwise, they would be classified as a seller if they're doing the home value page. So they're automatically going to be put into that buyer category just because they're actually doing a search and the lead is coming from looking at a listing and stuff like that. So I don't know that because we already can do a search for the buyer. So not sure that I need to add that as a hashtag because it's already kind of pre-done, if that makes sense, hopefully. So now we have the Remax URL shortener. Now I'm going to copy the link. Nope, they do not expire. And they update with your MLS feed automatically. So absolutely. I hope so. I sure hope so, Chris. I've been using it for years and years and years. So I hope so. So far they've only made enhancements, and hopefully they won't take it away if enough agents actually use it. But I use it for everything. Pre-COVID, I used it for every one of my listings. I get that listing playbook, come over here, and I use the MLS number. And that way it makes it super easy for me to use that to promote. And I really like to see all the data I can get, cross-referencing everything. So I hope it'll always be valid. If someone with corporate is watching this, this is one of my favorite tools. Don't make it go away. So you guys use it. So that way it's all in there, but I have not had them expire. I have had them where they're long enough and I don't get the data if I'm not always in there, but because they used to be used for all of the old design centers that automatically would create that URL as well. But I hope not. Let's see. Use the multi-property link to update sellers. No, that's going to be a little different. I would use the market report for sure on that aspect. Those are fantastic. Definitely check that out when you're going through there. So you have multi-property, sold property. I personally have not really had a use for that, but the market report will have everything. It's pretty cool. So let me just go in there and do Melbourne. I think I might have already, let's see, city. And I'm just going to go ahead and I probably already have it, but since I'm a fake lead in her, let's see what happens. And it'll pull that up right here. So here I have market report for Melbourne. So it's telling me all the new to market, the average, all this fun stuff, homes for sale. I can view more, here's sold listings, view more. So it's just kind of doing all that. And then an easy subscribe now for monthly. And of course, if I have another desired area, it's right there on top for me to go ahead and plug in other cities, and that will generate the lead. And I'm already a lead in here. I believe before you can even access this, it is a forced registration immediately for these market reports. So it's almost like all this information is blurred and you have the pop-up box right in here to be able to gain access to actually see everything and have everything clickable for you. So that's pretty cool. Let's see. Build on open house searches update. Well, everything should automatically update. It's fed through the MLS. So I can click on it today. It'll be different than it was last week because it's pulling in the most current MLS information. So if you did open, when you're doing the searches on that multi-property and you did the open house, it's going to pull from like live data, all the open houses. So you should not have to do that every week. And if that were to change, I would love to know that. But no, these links are just a live search on your website. The only different than doing it on our website and saving that search, is really the fact that I can have these organized as well as change my, default forced registration, and people will be labeled in the system as they enter. So that is super important to me and should be important to everybody. This is new for almost everybody. So anybody who's been using KV Core for a long time would know, like, having, what's one thing that you would do if you had to start all over? Most of them would be to use more tactics like this and the landing pages where everyone will be labeled as they come in, because then I can see everybody, and I can do searches and then I can send mass emails for open houses or anything like that. And my dog is eating my tape measure. Oh my gosh. Anybody else have a Dane that eats everything, loves cardboard boxes and all that fun stuff? And definitely the seller squeeze is pretty cool too. And these are a lot easier. It's just, the source, hashtag, and then the location. Zoe, stop eating that. And I'm just going to generate, I just want to show you what it looks like. So it's pretty interesting, and it's live. This changes on a monthly basis. It basically is find out what your Melbourne home is worth. The average home estimate in Melbourne is, and what's yours. Enter your address next. And that's how you're going to build that pipeline of sellers and addresses. So these are fantastic. So once you do all those, you don't need to use the Remax URL shortener. I personally prefer to do those, but let me go ahead and just copy this link because we're going to need that. Then what we do is we have to go to Meta. I personally use Hootsuite, but you can schedule all of this stuff in Facebook using Meta. And I'm pretty sure it's a preferred method to create and schedule content. You can also schedule to Instagram right from in here. You can do stories, you can do reels. I was able, if I go to scheduled, so let me come over here and see if this will work. There we go. So they're scheduled, and usually I get a little calendar over here. Really? Is that necessary? All right. So you can see different things that are scheduled. This one is scheduled and it says preview not available. Oh, that's story. So I actually was able to do a story, and I was able to add a link all inside of Meta. So I have a story that goes to Instagram that has the link for the search. But let me see. This was yesterday. Oh, so that was something else story. Oh, this one. So you can get all these different things that you do. So this one is basically check out the beautiful homes in the Atlantic, blah, blah, blah. And I have my link and the graphic. So, and it'll give you all the insights on that. But I can come over here to schedule a post. And if I come through, you can see what I already have scheduled. So this one's like Melbourne Beach. And if you look at my fun little cheat sheet, and the first page is my template. The second page, thank you, ChatGPT, are just fun little things that you can use to post. So if you're like, I don't even know what call to action I should use. Well, I have buyer and seller ones. So we've got you covered. And go to ChatGPT, have your own done. But I just kind of did some sometimes there's no thought process there. I can change different verbiage and words and all that fun stuff. So you have that. And now you have my little keywords all in that little template cheat sheet that I had for you guys. So these are what I already have scheduled. And you can see I can schedule 30 days in advance. And then here we have one that's for that instant home value. That's what I just showed you, because it's even the same city. And I have different graphics for these. So all these different things that you can have. But now we're going to go to create a post. And there we go. So now I'm going to add a photo. And let me come over to my album here. And add a photo, grab my Chrissy And I just keep everything in a folder. Let me see my Melbourne. That's what we have there. Just listed. All right, there we go. So I have my photo coming over here, copying that link. Now I have that there. And of course, I just come over here to different ideas. I know how to copy and paste, so I hope you guys do too. Let's see. And then definitely use your hashtags, all that fun stuff. And I am going to show you another hack. This is my go-to because I am not on my phone. I use, and I'm going to put this in the comments here. Let's see, there we go. I use this, it's emojicopy.com, when I'm looking to add emojis. Hot house key. So this allows me to easily be able to change and add little emojis when I'm working on my desktop. So do these, and now I come over here and you see scheduling options. So now I can just schedule the time and day. So let's see how far out. So you can see it's 30 days out that I can do. And then think of your time, anything like that. We have Thanksgiving there. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that Tuesday. And then I do later in the afternoon, we'll do 4. There we go. And then I can schedule. And you can just go over and over and over to be able to constantly schedule all of your content. This is by the week. I could look by month. They even tell you all the different holidays. And I can come over here. Oh, usually it gives me, go back. Don't want to do that. Let's see. There is where it'll even try to create something for me. I've never used it. I just see it. I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. But let me see, because it's just wanting to, it's not letting me click on that. Nope. It's just wanted me to post. But I know maybe when I do by week, I've definitely seen that. So yes, Meta Business. Let's see. You find Meta Business. On this, because I'm using the image, I have to have that URL. If I didn't on Meta, I don't even see the thumbnail. When I'm in Hootsuite, I see the thumbnail. When I'm on regular live Facebook, I see the thumbnail. But I use a graphic, so I have to keep that URL there. It's otherwise if I don't add my own graphic and the listing that is displaying, especially if I'm a month out and that has already sold, then it's just going to have this photo coming soon. And I don't want that. So I always do my own graphics. And because I'm doing my own graphics, you have to have the link there to go with the graphic. So I do my own. That way it's branded, it's consistent. And if I didn't do that, I don't always see, especially using the Remax, the URL shortener in general. I'm not always seeing the thumbnail, but by scheduling so far out in advance, I don't want that thumbnail to say there's no photo there because I don't feel like get a high interaction or anything like that. And let's see, what if you're using a link graphic? Not 100% sure. I follow that. If I were to come over here and let me grab that, I don't think anything will happen. And I come over, let me schedule a post. Okay. It'll even tell you the recommendations. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. I come over here and I add that link, like nothing happens. I don't even get the thumbnail in Meta. I don't know why. Like nothing happens. Let's see. That was Melbourne. Let me come over here and I'm going to use the long link. Let's see if the long link changes that. And that is crazy right there. So it's weird. I don't even get the thumbnail when I'm in there, but if I go into Hootsuite or if I'm on Facebook regular, I'll get a thumbnail. But the only problem is It's randomly pulling based on our suggestions. When we're over here in that multiple property, remember, it's using the highest priced listings from your company. That means as soon as that property sells, that thumbnail, like that property's not on the IDX anymore. So the photo won't be there anymore, and it'll just give you that red box photo coming soon. So I don't want my news feed, and if somebody were to scroll through my news feed and be able to, scroll down 30 days, all of those links that I post every week are going to be red photo coming soon because that listing sold and that was the thumbnail that pulled in. That's why I use my own graphics. Yep, I have them straight in Canva. Does my template have that benefit schedule squeeze page links? No. I have like a whole folder of just different graphics that I use, but honestly, I just go into Canva and all of those are done straight inside of Canva to do all of those. For sure. I agree. Canva's amazing. Let's see. So to recap, basically 3 steps. You're going to go into KV Core. You're going to build out wonderful squeeze pages that you can be scheduling every week, once a month, whenever you want. It's all about driving traffic back to your website. Then they're going to be organized as they enter your pipeline, which is in 6 months, you'll be thanking me, because that way everybody's going to be organized and you can do more things as you can do searches for people. Number 2, if you want to take it up a notch, is take that into the Remax URL shortener to get your new link. So that way you have tracking there as well. And really, then you just go in here and you create that post. And again, I use my own. Let's see. Oh, I didn't realize that was there. I do my own graphics, schedule it. Super easy. It's free, no cost. It's business.facebook.com. You do have to have a business page. Although I think if your profile's a professional profile, you can schedule your content as well. When you're on a business page, let me see if I can, let me these banners are in all the ways. But when I'm on Facebook, just in general, I can, when you go to the page, let me see if I can do that real quick and share that over. Because you have to toggle between accounts to be able to do anything. Let's see here. So I can share this. When you are doing that and you go to your page, and I'll show that, bring that over here. And I come over here and I go to post. This is live. So I'm curious if that actually pulls anything in. Sometimes you just have to wait. There we go. And then you can change preview. I mean, definitely lots of different things. If you're going to be creating ads, you can even do carousels. There's so many awesome things that you can be doing. So this is pulling in, this is pulling in a listing. But once so I have this as a preview, then I can delete all this garbage. I don't need it. Put in my stuff, whatever it may be, add in my verbiage. Great. But when that property gets sold, that image will change to that red photo coming soon. And I don't like that. That is why I use my own. So it's a good thing. But just so you know, you post this and it's like, oh, I want to be able to schedule it. Where do I go again? Right here. Underneath that post, it's going to be, are you looking to schedule it? Go right there. It's going to take you to your business suite, and that is where you can schedule content. So hopefully that makes sense. And let me see if there's any comments, because that was a lot. No questions. Everybody has it, or I've completely lost everybody. It's definitely more advanced. If you're looking to do that, I personally do it once you have your spreadsheet done, and you can build it as you're doing them, or I find it easier just spending 30 minutes going through at least the main common ones that we already have for you. Just go through one. When you're in the multi-property, you can have, Melbourne, and now you're just basically, you don't have to change that part. So maybe now I just want new construction. Now I'm going to change my hashtag. all of this will stay the same. So I don't have to go in and add my source. So I just, okay. So now I'm going to do Melbourne new construction, whatever. There we go. Now I just generate link. And I just do that over and over and over again. I will say it's a lot easier to have multiple monitors. So you're just copy, paste, copy, paste. Now I want to do, waterfront. So let me go here, waterfront. Now I'm just all I have to do is change my search and my hashtag and just keep generating those links and adding them to my spreadsheet. Generate link, blah, blah, blah. Same thing when you come over to do your market reports. All you're having to do is just change your hashtag and the city and get new links. So it doesn't take that much time. It's more tedious. My son, when he was 13 and spring break, Christmas break, I always alternated kids coming to the office with me. And this is what he did for me because we did this on the office level, we did them for the agents. So this is what he would do for me. He got paid to work a day and they alternated. My daughter got to do the fun campus stuff and he did all the SEO and all the squeeze pages for my agents. So let's see. It's not letting me add account. You shouldn't have to add account. Add content. So you went to business.facebook.com and it's not letting you add content or do anything? I'm curious about that. You need a business page because that's what it wants. It wants a business. You have to have like a business page to be able to do that. Oh, good. Good. Yeah, I guess because LinkedIn, Twitter, and everything else, I don't use Facebook, the Meta, but it is pretty cool. I do like my reels and stuff. I mean, there's so much cool stuff that we can do in here. It's really cool because I could create a reel. I can completely make it, add music. I can do all sorts of stuff. Just throw in a video and then I can schedule it, add collaborators, add a URL, do all sorts of stuff. So if you guys haven't played with Meta, definitely go in there and play with it. There's so many cool things that you can do. Let's see. Yes, I do. I do like that. So I can go back and then just redo it. So once maybe you have quite a few different squeeze page links, you could just start the process all over again and reschedule it. Let's see. Let's see. You have a business account showing as active. Me neither. It could be one of those Facebook mysteries like I'm having why I cannot live stream anymore to the Tech and Tools group. Everywhere else, no problem. I have no idea what's going on. Facebook is fun like that. I do know I hear a lot Meta issues. It's free. It's a great way to be able to do that kind of stuff. But I think it's also glitchy. So definitely maybe try back later or maybe try a different browser and see if that gives you a different result. Okay, yep. Business.facebook.com. Should work, but it's not just you. It's always been buggy. That's probably why I manage way too many accounts to try to do everything in Meta. So I just use other planners that I can do that. But I am curious about that. And if anyone, let's see, has any other questions, I'm not even seeing the time. Oh, still did 50 minutes. Wow. But if there's any other questions on just in general KV Core while I'm here, I know next week we have, what do we have next week? Where's my mouse at? There we go. So I can move this over so I can see next month. Well, next week, Bree and I are going over mobile apps, creativity on the go. I know I am a desktop person, so I do not use a ton of mobile apps for my creativity. I do for other things, but Bree's going to be sharing. She uses all sorts of crazy fun stuff. So definitely that's next week right here in the creative group everywhere as well. And then next month, that first week in December for our KV Core is all about organizing your database. So it's going to be all about prepping for 2024. I can't believe that's already happening. So you want to make sure to register for that. I believe the event is in all the groups. So definitely check that out. And thank you all so much for joining me. I hope this helped, and I hope that you get to use that template sheet. And of course, if you have any questions on anything, you guys know how to find me, and I can't wait to see what you guys do, and we will chat soon. Bye, guys.